Once again, SmackDown continues to be boring week in and week out, and this episode was no different. This was the go-home show to SummerSlam. The first ever two-night SummerSlam. And SummerSlam at best feels like Backlash. I'm not going to hold you up on that one. I don't know. I really don't know. This show was boring. It was a waste of 2 hours. Nothing really happened. John Cena had a pretty decent promo. But that was it. Let's just go ahead and get into the review. Not really going to be a long one, man. Because this shit is just nauseating. And there's no point in just, wasting my time complaining. So we kick the show off with John Cena. He comes out. Then Cody Rhodes comes out. John Cena basically talked about how difficult this match at SummerSlam is going to be for him. He didn't want to listen to Cody. Cody assaulted him, forged his signature, and forced him into one of the most dangerous matches in WWE. John Cena tells Cody he has one thing to say to him, and that's thank you. Because Cody gave him the boot in the ass they needed. Pause. Cena then says, for 25 years, day in, day out, he forged a reputation off of hard work, honesty, and respect. He said, and now he's realized that, my bad. And now he realized that 5 months ago. He flushed it down the toilet, tasting someone's idea to make shocking TV. And they did, and the dust settled. But the dust settles. Everyone goes back to their normal lives. And the only one left on his team, and they let them alone. He's talking about, The Rock and Travis Scott and all that jazz. So, he says that he wants to leave with the title, that after his last match, he wants to take the title home with him. But it's not because he wants to ruin wrestling. He loves wrestling. It's because after he's gone, he doesn't want the fans to forget about him. He's so hung up on how they're going to see him at SummerSlam, he forgot to realize how stupid he looks today. Everyone tried to tell him, but he didn't listen. Cody tried to tell him, but he didn't listen. Cena says Cody did what a good friend should do. He forced him to face it. He forced him into a fight. Cena says that the match is going to be, that the fight's going to be brutal, but he's going to dig down deep to show who he really is. He tells Cody to mark his calendar, August 1st, 2025, the day that John Cena came back to WWE. He says he doesn't know who's going to leave with it on Sunday, but he knows who wins, and that's everyone. He says he's finally over his own BS. And then he says to Cody, if you want some, come get some. So, and then he says on Sunday, the only platinum rapper showing up to whoop his ass is him. So that's cool. I like that. Pretty good little promo. This went about a good 7-8 minutes, with the crowd responses and all that, and the cheers and stuff. So this was good. And then Cody, he welcomes Cena back, and then the two of them, they share a beer, and they shake hands, and they toast, and that was it. So this is fine. I don't expect for John Cena to win here. I think this is just going to be babyface versus babyface, and Cody's going to end up winning. I doubt that there'll be a Seth Rollins cash-in. I know people were talking about that online, but I don't think they're going to end up doing that at all. That would be a waste. And, this is pretty decent, so pretty good way to start the show off, I guess. Moving on. So we see scenes from earlier on in the day where Jelly Roll and Logan Paul, they got into a confrontation. They started brawling. Who cares about this shit? Moving on. This leads us into the first match of the night. Julia defeats Zelina Vega to retain her Women's United States Championship. She wins via the what's her finisher called? The Northern Lights Bomb. The same as Masha Slamovich, the snowplow. So yeah, that's how she wins. So who cares? Zelina Vega got a little bit of a reaction. Kiana James being involved with Julia makes sense. I do like it. But both Julia and Zelina Vega are tiny. They're like probably at best between 5'1" and 5'3". So it is what it is. But I mean, this is fine. What do you do with Zelina Vega going forward? I don't know. I would kind of give her a managerial role. She needs to manage somebody. That would be where she can best use her promo ability. Her wrestling ability, she's not that damn good. She sucks, if we're being honest. She botches way too much. That's just what it is. But what do you do with Julia going forward? I have no idea. Who knows? I don't really care at the end of the day. Moving on. So we go backstage. Kathy Kelly's backstage with Solo Sikoa and the MFTs. Solo tells Kathy that he's worried about his title and his MFTs. He says, tonight Jimmy's going to get a big boot in his mouth from Talatonga. Talatonga, a.k.a. Hikaleo. He says, tonight is about sending a message. He says, getting where you fit in, you know what I mean? And that was it. I don't even give a shit about this. Fuck this shit. Moving on. We got some AAA action. So, Los Garzas, Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, they sent out a challenge, and it was answered by Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown. They got a really good reaction. Pretty decent match. They retained the AAA World Tag Team Championship, so good stuff there. I'm not mad at this, although I thought this was just going to be a partnership just between NXT and AAA, but then bringing in the main roster is fine too, so that's good. So that's really good stuff there. I'm happy for that. So good stuff, and the match was pretty okay. Moving on, this leads us into Kathy Kelly, who's backstage with Drew McIntyre. They tell her that anything they have to say, they'll stay in the ring tonight. Whatever. Moving on. This leads us into Aleister Black versus Damien Priest. Damien Priest wins via DQ. Aleister Black hits Priest in the back with a steel chair and beats the shit out of him. He hits him in the a couple times with the steel chair, bangs his head against the steel steps like two or three times, and then he hits a Black mass, and then Black walks away. So this makes sense. I do like this. This is fine, I guess. Who really cares, though? Moving on. This leads us into Tiffany Stratton. She is backstage. Jade Cargill comes in. She tells Tiffany that she didn't need her help last week. Tiffany tells her she doesn't want any excuses for SummerSlam. Jade Cargill tells Tiffany that she does not have to worry about anyone or any cash-ins tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. Do I care about this? No, I don't. Hikuleo defeats Jimmy Uso. Who gives a fuck about this shit? Let's just move on. So they lower the steel cage post-match, and then Jacob Fatu comes out to make the save, and he stands tall. Yay. I don't care about this at all. I really don't. Man, this show sucks. This show just sucks. Moving on, Kathy Kelly, she has a backstage interview with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair says she didn't have her and Bliss as a tag team on her bingo card for 2025, but here they are. Bliss takes it as a compliment, and she says that Charlotte Flair doesn't like to use the F word, referring to friend. Charlotte Flair says they should win the tag team titles first. And that could happen come SummerSlam. Who knows? I'm trying to think, is this night 1 or night 2? I think it's night 1, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't care about this. Closing segment of the evening. Who cares about this? It's just Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul making fun of Jelly Roll about him, being fat and everything else. And, how Jelly Roll thought that this was, a hot dog eating contest and yada, yada, yada. Talking about how they were the 2 best wrestlers in the industry. So, whatever. And then they call Jelly Roll Smelly Hole. So, I don't care about this garbage. I really don't. So then Jelly Roll comes out. Randy comes out. There's a massive brawl that ensues. Randy RKO's a couple of security guards. Nick Aldis comes out and everything else. And that was that. Who really cares about this? This match needs to be the first thing that we see on night 2 for SummerSlam. For real. Get in and get out. Well, I don't even know. I can't remember when this is taking place. If it's night 1 or night 2. I think it's night 1, I believe. I think it is. I don't know. SmackDown continues to be awful and boring as per usual. Hopefully something happens at SummerSlam. Maybe, and I'm hoping that this does happen, when Cody wins on Sunday, Randy needs to come out immediately and turn heel. Maybe he attacks Cody immediately. That's what I would do. Have Randy RKO Cody, get a steel chair, beat him down a little bit with that, punch Cody several times, have Cody be busted open, have Randy do like another RKO on the steel chair, and maybe do like a punt to Cody, and we don't see Cody for at least a good 2 or 3 weeks, and that's how you begin their feud. But that's what I would do. But this John Cena heel turn nonsense, it has to end. But SmackDown was just pure trash, and it was just a waste of everyone's time. You didn't miss anything if you didn't watch SmackDown. You really don't miss anything. If you were to skip Raw and SmackDown up until the pay-per-view, you miss nothing. You really miss nothing at all. So, whatever. But SmackDown was extremely boring. The only okay thing on this show was the John Cena face turn. That's basically inevitable, which made sense because the heel turn was a complete disaster and a total abomination. Triple H has no idea what the fuck he's doing, and that was evident of it, so whatever. But what did you guys think of SmackDown? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.